Hey everybody, it's Holly. So this is one of the big unboxings I've been waiting for. And I think you guys are really going to be interested in what's in this package here. So let's dive right into opening this. Again, just trying not to damage what is inside. So I'm just trying to go a little careful with this. Yep, because they didn't wrap it, just as I expected. Hey, babe. Hi. So, my favorite unboxing is this. We have the very first object, Technical Bulletin, Volume 2. This is from 1953 to 1954. What do we got in here? Standard Operating Procedure number 8 from Scientology 88008. Auditor lists, bulletin to auditors, data sheets, basic procedures. So let's go to page 337 for a second. .337. These are from the professional auditor bulletins. Yeah, this is all the early stuff, so there's not going to be too much interesting here, but we've got book number 1. Book number 2, technically. Book number 3, from 55 to 56. Got any more? We got more auditor bulletins. Got a little sticky note. Thanks. This is auditor income from basic form, so that's about the office in Ireland. What was that I just saw? Processing results from the HCO, Hubbard Communications Office. Games processing. After the flood. Ooh, wait a minute. The only ones. What the fuck was that? Oh, sorry, because I thought this was going to be about narcissism, because apparently Hubbard had mentioned about something called The Only One, and I think it was about narcissism somewhere. So we have Scientology Schools Curriculum. This includes the Indoctrination Week. They call it the Indoctrination Week. Like, how do they not realize this is a cult? Hubbard Certified Auditor and Hubbard Professional Auditor courses. We got interiorization. This one's literally called Oh My God, GAWD. First and second postulates. Level 4. So these are commands. Oh, this kind of looks like TRs, actually. 6 levels of processing. Level 1 rudiments. These must be established at the beginning of every session. They must be reestablished each time the PC tends to go out of session. So the rudiments are find the auditor, find the PC, find the session environment, establish that a session's in progress, accept every communication the PC originates, acknowledge every command execution by the PC, agree upon the process in the command form before using and do not confuse it, use two-way communications liberally, follow the auditor's code, deal with the present time problem which may be present at the beginning or arise during or reoccur during a session. Use a communication bridge at every processor area change. Establish goals by two-way comm in the command assign an intention to blank. Auditor indicates the object. Run SOP 8C as given in the creation of human ability until the PC is certainly obeying auditing commands and is under control. So we've got locationals such as spot an object, spot a person, locate an object from which you are separate. Separateness from people. Waterloo Station? What the fuck does that mean? Have PC spot people about whom he cannot know something, and then have him spot people he is willing to have not know things about him. So just tell me something you wouldn't mind not knowing about that person. Tell me something you wouldn't mind that person not knowing about you. Level 3 is decisional processing. From an indicated point, make a choice between an indicated position or object. Level 4, done in an auditing room with a book and a bottle. So do you see that book? Walk over to it, pick it up. not know something about its color, not know something about its temperature, not know something about its weight, put it in exactly the same place. Do you see that bottle? Walk over to it, repeat, and they have you just go back and forth between the bottle and the book for hours. So we got a lecture on mass processing, first, second, third, and fourth postulates. This looks like, what is this about? Founding Church of Scientology funeral service on the occasion of the death of Elizabeth Williams, a doctor of Scientology. So we have an entire fucking, like, prayer/eulogy thing. This funeral service was written and delivered by Ron on the 7th of February of 56. Again, games processing basic course for auditors, training costs, the reason why, critique of psychoanalysis. That's interesting. Abandonment of cases. Summary of intensives since June. Auditing havingness. Separating valences. Types of internships. Alright. We'll work over these later. So this is book number 3. We now have this book, which should be Technical Series. Yes, this is Technical Series. This is book 2 of the ones in the top of the PDF. You should know about this book already because this book has the KSW series in it. So if I were to skip over, we got the important notes. And we have the Keeping Scientology Working series. We've got the Co-Auditing series, as well as the Word Clearing series. We've got the... What's after that? God, there's 69 of them in the Word Clearing series. We got the Study series, the Tape series, the Debug, the Cram series, and the Art series. So I want to take a look at the Cramming series real quick. More about tech quality, how to write up cramming orders, cramming and cramming mottos, cramming over-out rudiments, in tech, meter use and qual, cramming repair assessment list, cramming repair assessment list, auditor assignment policies, cramming assignment policies. All right. This is Technical Series, Book 2. We now have Technical Bulletin number 4. Got a note on this page. Wait, Tone 48C. What the fuck is this? This is the TRs. The training and CCH processes. Training 0, confronting the pre-clear. Dear Alice. Oh, please tell me. Oh, they don't have bull baits. Do fish swim and do birds fly? That's TR3. They got rid of TR5, which is hand mimicry. Pre-clear originations. Tone 40 on an object, which usually involves screaming at an ashtray. Plane 8C, look at that wall, walk over to the wall. With your right hand, touch that wall and turn around, all with acknowledgments. High school in doc. Tone 40 on a person. Tone 48C. So these are all different training, and I'm not quite sure what CCH processes means. I'd have to look that up as to what CCH is referring to, but I can figure that out later. So that is volume number 4. So we got procedure CCH, if I can figure out what this means. Report on 2 cases that have received psychiatric and Euro-Russian therapy from the government. Scale of withhold. Free clearing project. Confronting inept students. MEST clear procedure. MEST again stands for matter, energy, space, time. The factors behind the handling of IQ. Clear procedure continued. Parts of man. We begin a campaign, whatever that means. Scientology, the philosophy of a new age. We got a note from L. Ron Hubbard, handwritten right here, which says, "We are the free people. We live. We're free." Information sheet on Project Clear. It's the Project Clear check sheet. So you got hours run per session. Use a check if process is run. Use an X process if is considered. Use an X if process is considered flat. Psychosomatics, valence splitters, body anchor points, objective rundowns. All right. Do we know what CCH means? Still don't. I need to figure out what CCH means. I have the technical bulletin index upstairs. We'll be right back. So, can figure out what CCHs are. More about cases, case histories, clauses. CCH. All right. Volume 4, page 11. So we got volume 4 here. Let's go to page 11. Dissemination. Procedure CCH is taken from communication control havingness. These are the immediate exercise targets of this procedure. So that's what that means. This procedure is covered rather adequately in the long series of lectures of the 16th ACC, that's the Advanced Clinical Course, which specifically cover technique. This does not mean the entirety of the 16th ACC lectures. It means that section of the 16th ACC lectures, which was immediately addressed to technique. Connectedness, mirror image hand mimicry, full body mimicry, parts of communication, thoughts in walls, whatever the fuck that means. Have the front wall say to you something. What the hell? So you're having a wall tell you things. Tell me that doesn't sound fucking crazy. Solids and chronic somatics. Parts of man, we already covered that. Learning how to clear, vital training data. ARC, oh my god, it's ARC straight wire. I was wondering what the fuck that was. CCH0, CCH4, CCH2. I'm going to be marking these pages later. So, got that covered. We looked at this. In case we need any more of these cleared up, we'll take a look at the index. Now, book number 5, from 1959 to 1960. Again, there are sticky notes in here, and I'm really curious to what pages they're on. Okay, so this person, whoever they are, seem to put sticky notes on a lot of exercises. So this is called control processes, duplication, subjective, straight wire, objective, tone 40 auditing, news bulletins, data on clearing a staff member after specific terminals are flat with overt withhold straight wires. Why is there a paper clip here? It's not attached to anything. Children with rough cases, sec checks. Tells you what a sec check is, I'm assuming. Theory of responsibility processing. Cancellation of certificates. So this says Nina West's certificates and awards in Scientology and Dianetics are hereby canceled due in part to evidence of use of PDH on Central Org personnel. Great, now I gotta look up PDH. So, PDH. It's not purification. It's not PTS. Psychiatry product. Pre-clear. Post-perception. Paper trick. Parascientology. PDH. Pain drug hypnosis. Due in part to evidence of use of pain drug hypnosis on Central Org personnel. She may apply for restoration after being thoroughly checked out on overts and withholds on Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, Mary Sue, Scientology, orgs, and related personnel, and after passing a sec check. That almost sounds like... That sounds like List 1. And if you know anything about List 1 and List 1 rock slams, You know that if you're a Sea Org member and you happen to be an L1 RSer, you're going to get put on the RPF right away. And check out my podcast with Ronan if you don't know what the RPF is. Book 6 from 61 to 62. E-meter horror, E-meter essentials. So if we go to page 108. Oh, it's basically an advertisement for E-meter essentials. Primary scale. This is the pre-havingness scale. Havingness. Does this cover every single part of it? It does. Academy schedule. E-meter watching. Are you waiting for the meter to play Dixie? I don't understand what half of this shit means. But whatever. Oh, looks like we got a sec check here. What is this? This is a sec check on the whole track. Now remember, this is stuff that you're going to be looking at from your past lives as well as your current life. So, such as, have you ever obliterated a language? Have you ever... What else we got? Have you ever stamped out a religion? I mean, I wish I could stamp out yours. Have you burned literature? Yeah, probably your books. Have you driven anyone insane? Have you ever been a professional prostitute? You ever made things scarce so that you might profit unfairly? Don't all fucking companies? Especially De Beers in the fucking diamond industry. Have you ever systematically set up mysteries? Sounds like a fucking escape room. I mean, it just sounds like you setting up a game for somebody. You ever deliberately mocked up an unconfrontability? You ever made a burden of yourself? Have you ever caused something to appear at an unexpected time? Have you ever corrupted a child? Literally, have you ever pretended to be dead? Have you ever caused a planet to disappear? What the fucking shit, Hubbard? Jesus, you've got fucking necrophilia on here. Have you ever participated in a sexual relationship between a doll body and a human body? What the fuck? This is a whole track sec check. Holy shit. Have you employed poison gas against life forms? So now, mind you, like I said, this is supposed to be your past lives and your current life. So, obviously, if you live long enough, supposedly you're going to have done some of these things. Running CCHs, you got a student confessional list. Do you have overts against the subject you're studying? Have you ever accepted verbal tech while doing a drill? Jesus. Have you violated the code of a Scientologist? Is there anything you're withholding from your auditor because he's, quote, only a student? This one has an asterisk next to it, so I want to figure out what that means. What does an asterisk mean? It doesn't say. So what is an asterisk? Okay. The first few questions below are for a student who has registered but not yet started on course, who has never had a course in Scientology or Dianetics. The whole battery is given to a student actually on a tech course or who has had a previous course in Scientology or Dianetics. When using this confessional list for a student on a non-tech course, such as staff courses, OEC, etc., omit those questions marked with an asterisk. You ever taken organization property? Have you ever been critical of Scientology terminology? Yes. Is there any process you're certain would resolve your case or your PC's case which is not being used? Oh, I gotta have some other good shit. In this confessional, have you told an untruth? And then you get the proclamation of forgiveness at the end, which is, by the power invested in me, any overts and withholds you have fully and truthfully told to me are forgiven by Scientologists. Routine 1A. Oh god, what sec check is this now? So many sec checks. Auditor confessionals. Information on clears, valences. Sec checks, again, vital. Flow process. Prep checking data. This is literally says when to do a what. ARC breaks and missed withholds. E-meter reads. Repetitive rudiments. Coachless training. This note says if I don't miss meter reads and don't have ARC break PCs, why should you? With, I can't read what that is. Something session pattern and process is well learned. All you have to acquire is the ability to never miss on reading a needle. If I can do it, you can. So this is a lot of sec checks and routines, which I would love to go into. Tiger drilling, listing. Wait, listing? Like as in listing and nulling listing? Pre-clearing intensive, practical drills. Wait a minute. R212? Is this? Holy shit, this is list 1. Oh my fucking god. Wow. It says the list is used over and over on all 12 steps. Now, what are the 12 steps? I want to find these and figure out what they are. So, if I find these steps, I will let you know what they are. Oh, new note. Something the Saint Hill Special Briefing Course exists to train superlative auditors. This is its whole purpose. Clearing around the world is following in the wake of this training, and graduates setting up the technology in their areas and working with other graduates are going clear or are clear today. I found stuff that I never thought I'd find. But, alright. I'm getting way too distracted on these books right now. So this is book 6. We haven't even gotten to book 7. I think book 7 is one of the biggest. This is from 63 to 65. So, I want to say, what do we have here? Got some art series stuff. Complete RI lists. Clear test 1963. No clear is official without this test. No GPM may be called cleared until this test has been made. A line plot. Routine 2, Routine 3, ARC breaks and handling of. Corrections. Nature of formation in the GPM. Routine 2H, ARC breaks by assessment. The train GPMs, the Marcab between lives implants. Wait, so does this cover OT3? The implant properly has 6 parts. PC's actual death. First screen section to left, giving a false death. Many GPMs calculated to obliterate memory and group the time track. And some pictures containing groupers. This says it is 15 days long. The main screen purporting to give the future trillion years from the year 0. On this, the PC's past implants get stuck up. The next 100 days, a screen on the right of the main screen giving a number of positive dichotomy GPMs to fit the negative dichotomy goals on the first screen, section, number 2. This also contains a false projection to Earth into a baby complete with Sonic on the delivery room, a home bedroom with oatmeal wallpaper or the current fashion on Earth. The actual kickoff from the implant station, not by projection to Earth, but being dumped on Earth, and the actual search for a baby. Wow. Tape coverage of new tech. So this has HCO bulletins. Certificate and classification changes, everyone classified. I feel like this was actually a really important policy letter. Acceptance, requested change, or objection to this plan should be airmailed to me at St. Hill so that any necessary amendments can be issued before the effective date. If objections are minimal and acceptance general, this plan goes into full effect 15th of February of 64. Without further announcement, it will remain the stable gauge of all training, processing, certifying, and classification in the future. It's only possible to formulate this now that technology to OT is complete. Meter level warning, Q&A, summary of classification and gradation and certification. What is this? Good indicators at lower levels. Clay table work in training and processing. Clay table levels. Clay table healing. Wait, what? Clay table healing? Excuse me? Pardon any noise you may hear in the background. Oh, wait. We got Ron's journal. Oh, my God. Definition of terminal, road to clear, classification, gradation, and awareness chart. Releases, power processes, release stages. Abbreviations and symbols. Out tech and how to get it in. We already read this. Release gradation. Cyclical and non-cyclical process conclusions. Continuing overts. Suppressives and hidden standards. Library record of levels. Information on rehabilitation. So we got books and professional auditor bulletins. CCHs. The following revised rundown on the CCHs is to be used by all auditors. Wow. E-meter drill coaching. Low TA cases. Okay. That was book 7. Book 8. From 66 to 69. I hope there's some Xenu shit in here. But let's check anyway. Is this from 66 or 67? This is from 68, 67. Alter is and degraded beings, man from mud, supreme test. Wait, is that the supreme test of a Thetan? Let's go to that page for a minute. The supreme test of a Thetan is his ability to make things go right. Okay. Contact assists. So let's go to page 123 for a minute. Theory and procedure. We'll cover contact assists and all that stuff when we do the online course. Money processes, false reads. Teaching the class 8. List correction, pre-OTs who've been audited. Floating needle. Dianetic assists. Physically ill PCs and pre-OTs. I remember Sonny Pereira mentioning this on Chris Shelton's channel. So let me take a look at that one. Physically ill PCs and pre-OTs with a note on drugs. So it's just about what to do with an ill PC. Politics. Here's a scale taken from Excalibur from memory. Excalibur was an unpublished book written in the very late 30s. Only fragments of it remain. Yeah, he also said that Excalibur was so great it caused people to commit suicide. By then looking up these tone characteristics in Science of Survival, much can be learned and the ideologies are thus made easier to predict or handle. So we got Republic at 3.0, Democracy at 2.5, Social Democracy at 2.0, Fascism at 1.5, Communism at 1.1, and that's kind of funny because a lot of conservatives, if they try to like yell at liberals and shit like that, they always say that we're communists or some shit like that. Communists or socialists, so it's kind of funny that LGBT people and liberals in general are kind of put on the 1-1 scale. But then again, Scientology is kind of conservative in L. Ron Hubbard's wording. How not to erase. TR-100. New Era Dianetics Command Training Drills. So we got pre-assessment procedure. R3RA to a wall. R3RA commands including earlier incident and earlier similar commands. Included in this drilling are the handling of bouncers, checking for erasure, and checking for postulate command actions, as well as the handling of narrative incident commands. Auditing a doll, coached and bull baited. Flagrant auditing errors. Case folder analysis. Handling illness in Scientology. We believe in mankind. We can and are helping man and countries and society. We are something one man. We are now one man? I don't know what this says. We're willing and we are everywhere. Drug problems. Student victims. Dianetic triples plural item. This talks about espionage from freedom. The evolution of totalitarianism. That's book number 8. Book number 9. From 1970 to 1971. Almost there. Alright, what do we have here? Trying to think of I'll be able to fit this box under my bed, and I probably will be. Oh, green forms. Let's take a look at page 45 for a second. Green forms, green forms. Applies fully. Oh, so it's just like an amendment to it. Superficial actions, CS11. 8 actions. Triple grades. Play table demo checkouts. Illegal auditing. Persistent floating needle, which we covered in the KSW series. Organization misunderstood. What is a course? Again, KSW. Com cycle. The worst tangle, 1970. Handling with auditing. This one doesn't seem too interesting. Training drills remodernized. Half acknowledges. Coach says start, reads a line, and says flunk. Every time the coach feels then there's been an improper half-act. Coach repeats the same line each time the coach says flunk. That's it. That's it may be used to terminate for discussion or terminate the session. If the session's terminated for discussion, the coach must say start again before it resumes. Developed by LRH in July of 78 to train auditors in how to get a PC to continue talking as an R3RA. The duplicative question is so fucking annoying. That's literally just ask you the same question over and over again. Word entries in dictionaries, simple words. Direction number, pigeonhole, list errors, resistive cases, symptoms. Oh, wait a minute. Shit, what was that? What number was that? Something of list of injuries and illnesses? Let's take a look at injuries quick. Identification, ignorance, implants, inhibited, injured, injuries. injury rundown in book 9, page 458, so we're pretty close right here. Page 458. Okay, if I can remember what the name of that tech bulletin is. It's a list of injuries and illnesses of some kind. I'll have to look at the video to see what it was called again, but if I find it, I'll load it. Okay. So, book 9. Alright. Final book. Book number 10. This is 1972 to 1976. This includes PTS rundown editions, temperatures, false TA editions, student correction lists. That looks like an audit, a supervisor thing. 6 basic processes. What is this about? Method 8, word clearing. Fast flow training, grammar definition. Expanded Dianetic Case B. So this is about different cases and how they were solved. Or solved. People probably just wanted it to stop. So we got a bunch of different cases that Hubbard covered and the dates as to when they were done. Jesus, how many cases do we have here? Word clearing series, students who succeed. Method 9, word clearing. Yeah, I'm gonna be spending quite a bit of time actually going through these and marking off different pages with those little sticky note tabs. But we now have almost every single technical volume. I am missing numbers 11, 13, as well as a technical dictionary, and I believe three of the other books at the very top left corner of the screen whenever I display it. Case supervisor series, rundowns, and something else. Can't remember what that third thing was, but so that's been today's unboxing. Quite a bit to go through, and like I said, I'm gonna go through it myself later. But I'm glad that you guys sat down and watched this. This was my all-time so far favorite unboxing to do, purely because of the fact that it was all technical bulletins and not just R&D series. This contains a shit ton of what I want to learn about Scientology. I don't care so much about L. Ron Hubbard's lectures as I do the actual tech. So, thank you all for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you don't. I don't really give a shit. I don't see it anyway because of YouTube. Comment with your feedback or questions, good, bad, or sideways. And subscribe if you want to be kept up to date on future content that I upload. I'll talk to all of you later. See ya.